Perfectly Reasonable Necessities. My name's Pete, and today we're going to do a review on the ACCU-CUT stud guide. So this is the ACCU-CUT XL from Kreg. Now you might notice that I've already opened it. We had a little bit of a mishap with the sound on our video, and I did the unboxing, all that sort of good stuff, but like anything, it does sometimes require a reshoot, so that's what we're doing. So in the box what you get is you get these, which are the connectors for the track. You get a little notice that says that the blue tracking that attaches to the aluminium portion of the slide needs to be attached before you actually use the unit, which I can take you through. There's a little project booklet, user's manual, which is really good. I used that before. Don't know if you can see it there because the light's probably not the best. And then we've obviously got all your slide mechanisms. Now that's the slide itself, so that attaches to your saw by these clips here. Alrighty, and when you're lining it up, you've got to make sure that you line it up so the blade takes off at least the blade width of the plastic insert that they give you to put on the outside of the track. With the unit for this here, this little guy here, this is your end plate, so it supports your saw off the end of the track, so that way you don't have to try and balance it, which is no good at all. Now, your tracking system looks like this. So that's it there. Alright, a bit shiny with the old light there. So on the back, on the markings on there, pretty much the book tells you to watch out for them because it's fairly important. When you connect the track together, you've got to connect one end with that on it, and then another end with those two arrows on there. So basically, when it's connected, it looks like that. So you can see the arrows on the Kreg are obviously put together. Now, pretty much the aluminium, or for our American friends, aluminium, and it all comes in one neat little box like that. Now, with them inside there, you've also got these little guys just there. See those numbers? You've got numbers in there that you can actually attach to the back of the track. That way you never get them out of order. But I haven't cut these yet, so which means it doesn't really matter what order I put them in at the moment. But of course, once they're cut, then it does matter. So these blue strips that you see here, stay like that. These guys here are adhesive on the back. So on the back of the blue side, so when you stick them on, they end up looking like that. Alright, so pretty much what we'll do is we'll connect two of the tracks together for you. I've already got these two, one of them, these two with the widget screws in them already, and I'll show you what they look like. So the widget screws, when they're in the unit, look like that. Right there, see? And what you do is when you slide them in, no, let's come over. You slide them in like that, just there, and you slide them to about there. Whoop. Alright, and you slide them to about there. You use a screwdriver, tighten them up, don't want to work these too hard because they're just a widget screw. They're really good, but you don't need them horrendously like He-Man tight. So you just tighten them off like that. And you make sure that you've got your right track set up. So basically we have the words there. See the words there, and then we'll match them up with a set of arrows just there. So, and then just basically make sure you're working on a flat surface when you do this, guys. I'm working on a dining room table, so fairly flat, but just make sure that your seams are flat and just draw them up. Because don't forget, anything you do on the reverse side will affect the running of the saw when it's on. And now you have a track set, which you can clamp down, or we can just leave onto the thing like that. Now, with the saw guide has a range of adjustments. When you first get it, this little bit just here, see that, is the other way around. So you got to pop it off and switch it around, and then all you do is you plug in your saw into the end by unscrewing the tabs. So I'm going to back up again, tighten them up. Just to make sure it's not going to move anywhere. That. Alright, let's make sure it's not going to bounce around. Alright, and it just sits basically on the track like this. I'll just show you. I have to physically drop the blade. The battery is out of here, by the way, there's no battery in there. I'll drop the blade so it clears itself, that way you can see, and all it does is just drop straight on the track like that. So you've got two sets of feet on the track, and it just slides down the track like that. So obviously it will be a lot more stable than it is now, because obviously it's not flat. Once it's flat, it actually almost wants to slide off the end of the table. We'll just move that out of the way. So like that. Alright, so I'll just move that so you can see it. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Now, this thing here, alright, you can see on the front, it's got like tabs. So these tabs here actually click into the back. So like that. So when you've got your sheet underneath here, your saw sits on that part. So to give you an idea of how it goes, just get that inside the shot like that. So just pretend the tablecloth's my board. I drop that on there like that. So now it's all lined up, and you can see the saw is not going to fall off. So again, it's just a case of sliding it down there. Now I do apologise, guys, I had a whole video with it, with how to adjust it and all that sort of stuff, but the only trouble is that I was talking through it and there was no sound coming out, and I didn't realise that until after the point. So with the saw, the way it's adjusted is that there. So if you see that, they're the tabs that hold it on there. This tab here is for rip cutting, but we'll get to that when we did the build video. And then on here you've got this adjusts the left and right to match it up, so that way when you put it on the sled you have to trim your plastic pieces, which is why it's important that these numbers are used. These numbers just here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back of the track, so probably on one of the on the middle recess. There's a middle recess there, and then that way you can always reconnect the track back the same way as it came out. Again guys, with the payment and stuff, I've not received any money for this. This is all donated to us by Kreg. It's just for review, so upcoming weeks hopefully we'll have a build video using it. So we'll use it to cut down a sheet of plywood for a small job that I've got working on in the mix, and we'll be using this saw as well, so that way you know that I've actually set this up and this up. Obviously when you do cut these blue bits off, which I'll show you as well in a short frame video, that when you do cut it off you've got to use a scrap piece of timber underneath, so a board for the entire length, and you run that initial cut down the board. That's because, one, you don't want the plastic to bind up the saw so it can snap, so it's a safer cut, and two, it's just to get you used to actually physically using the saw in a way where it's got a tracking mechanism on it. So like I said guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry about the haphazardness of it. There was a whole video there where I was talking through it and actually building it, but no sound, so which is unfortunate. So what I've had to do is that for the first time using my lights, I've had to be able to put this one out. Again, thanks again to Kreg. The affiliate links are down the bottom for the ACCU-CUT XL, which is what this is. It's the XL system. This guy goes out to, just a couple little specs, this guy goes out to 100 inches. You can also get clamps that sit underneath here to allow your track system not to move, but there's plenty of air on the back for it to clamp as well. You don't actually need them, but like most Kreg stuff, it always is handy to see what they have and what's available. So again guys, the other thing that I'll be doing this for this unit to hopefully shortly is making up its own storage unit, because I don't have a workshop, so most of my stuff is done outside and then put into storage to allow, which is why the Kreg system is so good, because it all breaks down. It's easy to store, and it uses things like tools you've already got to buff out your arsenal. So, like again, guys, Kreg not sponsored, sorry. Kreg gave us these materials to review, so we've done an unboxing of sorts. Unfortunately, it wasn't the way I wanted it to turn out, but that's okay. And an assembly type of a quick tutorial. And again, it's not too hard. You can see, you can hear on the table, it's actually quite steady. So again, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe to the video. And we hope you enjoyed this one. And again, we'll see you next time.